Okay, I'm back, so I guess I gotta splice this thing, or say part two, or something. So I opened up the case, and the case is very, very well protecting the knife. And we're going to look at this. I did open it just to, one time, just to take a peek at it. Let's get rid of this. And let's take a look at this knife. Okay, so this is a Loveless knife. I'm doing a terrible job at this. I'm sorry, people. Okay. And as you can see, it's not painted on, it's etched in. Riverside, California. I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess I should have practiced. And so this is my knife. This is the first knife of my collection. Now, you can see how it's tapered at the tang here. And what he says is that he tapers this side of the metal also, so the balance is the same because you're taking off metal. I am sorry. You're taking off metal on this side, so you want to take off metal on the other side, so that's why it's tapered. So the knife is balanced. That is just beautiful. You know, as an artist, I mean, I'm not like a great artist, but I paint and I do clay. And you just appreciate these little things, little touches. Like when I paint and I do a little dot in a flower, it's those little things that make the difference. And Jiminy Christmas, if you look at this etching, that is just beautiful. I know I'm corny, but that's why you spend this much. Okay, not I don't know if it's tacky, but I spent over $4,000 on this knife. This is my first knife. And I figured if you go start, okay, yeah, that's the reason why I'll say it. I figured if you buy the best knife that you can the first time, and then, you know, because you have some savings, then you can buy the cheaper knives because you have less money. So I figured I would buy the best knife I can with the little bit of money I have, and then buy quality cheaper knives with a story, whatever the story is on that knife. And the story of this is a Loveless, one of the premier pioneers of knife making, I think. This is a hollow grind, and I was watching the video of how they do this. I mean, they rest their stomach against the blade because they're doing this without the guard. And the first grind is with a guard, so they get everything even. And then when they go to do the artistic part of it, everything is done by feel. even to get the grind, I mean the hollow part. I was watching how they did that. And so it was just awesome to see how they make the knives. I'm sorry. I'm really apologize, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not a professional. And I'm just trying to show you my thing, and I'm making this in my car, obviously. Um, so I hope you appreciate just the beauty of this knife. You know, it just, God, Jiminy Christmas, that feels really good. And oh, and it's true, it feels really nice. And what he says is that I was watching one maker, and he says, who follows Loveless, he doesn't take too much of a build here, just enough to where it fills it a little bit, because if it was too much, it would have like a wear on your hand. Your hand would get tired or something like that. But if it's just a little bit of a belly, it fits the palm really. And this is left-handed, so I'm not a lefty, but Jiminy Christmas, that just feels really, really good. I mean, it's like I don't know what to say. It's almost it's almost like a sensual feel, the way it it fits into your hand. I didn't want to say that, but I'm sorry, that just sounded wrong, but it feels really, really, really good in hand. And I've held my Synergy, my AD, you know, and they feel really good. And even my Hinder Kershaw feels really good, but of course this is a one-piece knife, and you know, thousands versus 100. But that's why you buy an expensive knife, if you want to appreciate the details and the feel of a knife. I mean, it makes you feel that good. And I can see a hunter, I mean, using this. I mean, you definitely can. I mean, they said the drop hunter, the reason why is that when you go to cut in, you're not cutting in the intestines. It's raised enough, and you're getting the whatever you're doing. I've never. Well, no, I think I did skin something once. I think I helped with a rabbit. They wanted to show me. Um, but yeah, everything has a rhyme and a reason for this, and I guess that's why it was so popular in the 70s. I am sorry, guys. 70s, 60s and 70s, when he started making this knife, and the reason why he made the knife. So I understand now the importance of this knife when it came out. Okay, well, I think this is long enough. It's 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Um, and I'm not doing a very good job of this. And I probably wanted to say more, but I just thought you might want to look at my first knife that I did purchase, not that I had in hand. The Crow was the first knife I had in hand, and that's because I was waiting for these to come through the mail. Oh, like I said, Nordic knives. And I'm going to tell you, if you know nothing about knives like I didn't, you talk to that gentleman, Daniel, and he really, really, I mean, he's there to sell. I'm not going to, I mean, I even hinted at that. And you know, he's there to make a profit, but he will give you a lot of information. And he talked to the owner of the knife, and he gave me a couple $100 off the knife. And I'm a poor guy, so I really appreciate that. Um, and I really feel comfortable. I mean, I just told him, you know what? For my next knife, you choose like the maker or whatever, and then whatever you like, I will take a look at it because I am a complete neophyte when it comes to knives. And what I don't know, I always trust people who know more than I. So, and that's a gullible way to look at life, but I rather trust people than not trust. It just makes life better for me. And so I trust Daniel with with talking me through a purchase, and I bought one called Randall Knife Maker. That's the second knife that I bought without even knowing much about it. I mean, I looked at some pictures and I said I want this knife, and I said, well, what should I get on it? And he said, this is what's good. It doesn't look tacky. The things that he suggested weren't over garious, and so I really trust him and their company. And the person who introduced me to him is called Dave, I think Ellis. And I want to buy a knife from him, but his knives are his collection, and he said that his knives are a little more expensive, and he introduced me to a Nordic. But because Dave was so nice to me, I definitely want to buy. And it's Exquisite Knives is his company, Dave Ellis's, and just some beautiful knives. And they're like 6,000 or something or more for his knives. But if I can ever save up some more money or something like that, I want to buy a knife from him. Just first of all because they're beautiful, and second of all because he was a nice guy, and I want to. Money's not so much important to me as relationships, and I really appreciate his random act of kindness because people don't do that in this world as much, and I appreciate that. So this is my love list, and this is the reason. Now you know the story, kind of how I bought this knife and why I bought this knife. And I just thought it's just a pretty nice knife. Does that sound corny? I know. But okay, that's all I have to say. I probably have more to say. Oh, the reason why my fingernails are this way is because I play guitar, so I kind of curve um, my nails so they act like a pick. Okay, I'm sure you've seen this too many times already. All right, God bless you, and thank you for listening to my story. If you listened to it this much already, just beautiful. Not too much, enough to be efficient. Oh, I was watching another knife guy, and he says that what he liked about the Loveless is that the drop down here. There's another one that has a little bit of a drop, but this one's just straight across, and it's very comfortable across. You know, when you got to use it for actual working. And I forgot who the etcher is of this. I'll probably put it on the description. Who etched this? But you can see it's just beautiful. I thank God for art. I thank you, God, for Mr. Loveless and the person who's making his knives now. I think it's called Merit, and he was on the video that I watched of Loveless making a knife. He was the one who was assisting, and I really appreciate the beauty. I thank God for that. I mean, I really thank God for the beauty of things and that I can appreciate them. Thank you, God, and you guys have a nice day. God bless everybody.